Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is reverse dieting. So a lot of athletes right now are finally stepping on stage. They're in preps right now. I know a lot of athletes just got done the past weekend with their shows. And the biggest thing we want to think about is what are we doing after we step off the stage? You know, you go through so long, 12 weeks or more of prepping for a show, getting your body dialed in, adjusting your metabolism and foods, but a lot of athletes just let that go after they step off stage and they start binge eating, and that's exactly what we want to avoid. So I want to give you guys some information and knowledge on things that I learned on my journey that I didn't know, so you guys don't make the mistakes that I made. Luckily for me, I learned right away and I was able to bounce back real fast. You know, my first two shows, I went through my preps, I dialed in, and after my shows, I made the same mistake that a lot of athletes make, and that's binge eating after the show. I took a couple days, ate whatever I wanted after my show, and then after that I still ate some crappy foods because I wanted to get all those foods and nutrients that I was missing during my prep. After that I put on 30 pounds in 2 days after my first show. I was so waterlogged, my body was just puffy, I was out of breath doing simple tasks like tying my shoes because my body wasn't used to all the weight that it put on after my show. And we want to adjust our metabolism. You know, you go through months of lowering your carbs, lowering your fats, and adjusting your body to lower calories than you're used to. I mean, you're going so low that a lot of men are taking in calorie ranges that a female would take in by the end of their prep. Your body isn't used to consuming sugars, fats, dairy, and anything but your protein and the little bit of carbs you have at the end of your diet. So what we want to do is do exactly what we did getting on stage, but reverse that. So, you took 12 weeks to get from point A to point B. It's gonna take a while to get back from point B to point A. You can't just turn your body from show ready to a fat piece of shit afterwards. So what we want to do is slowly reintroduce the nutrients that we were missing during the last phases of prep. So, don't get me wrong, after the show, everyone wants to sink their teeth into something good, whether it's a pizza or a donut or something. So go ahead and enjoy yourself a little bit, give yourself the night of and the next day, enjoy what you want. But after that is when you have to bounce right back into what you were doing. So bounce back into kind of what your prep looked like, but allow yourself a little bit more every single week. So, go back to your chicken and your rice and your egg whites or whatever you had during that time, but give yourself a little bit more every single week, just like you were getting rid of it every single week. Now you're just building it back up. Now, your body's metabolism, it's not what it used to be. Your body's not going to metabolize all the foods if you just throw it at it because it's not used to that at that point. So you don't want to reintroduce 1,000 calories the next week and then all of a sudden introduce dairy and sugars, and your body's just going to blow up. And the other thing is your body can create more fat cells. So you'll see a lot of athletes and more amateur athletes that they'll step on stage and you'll see them afterwards and they won't even look like they belong on stage because they put on so much body fat and water weight. And especially for females, your hormones are going to be all jacked up. So the last thing you want to do is start shoveling your face, and your hormones are now just going to produce more body fat. It's harder on females than males, and you'll see a lot of these female amateur athletes that they have such hard problems bouncing back after a show because they were binging for way too long. So like I said, you can reintroduce foods, reintroduce a little bit of sugar, a little bit of dairy here and there, but you just don't want a lot of that. You don't want to be binging ice cream and, like I said, donuts or whatever you're craving. Go ahead, get back on track with your prep meals and allow yourself maybe that one cheat meal a week, and that'll at least get your sweet tooth or whatever is going on in your head, and that'll settle that. And every week, at least for like a month, just get your body going slowly back up to the foods you're eating in your off season. There is no reason to put on a bunch of fat. And a lot of people get in their heads, hey, I'm going through bulking season. Well, you don't enter bulking season directly after the show. That's not how it works. Saying that is just giving yourself an excuse for why you look the way you do. So we want to be healthy. We don't want our heart to handle all the excess weight you threw on after a couple days. You want your body to feel good and go through that transition in a very clean, healthy manner.